Hi, I am Purushottam and I just want to share my experience when building something new. So, a little bit of a background. I am a software engineer and I'm trying to build a vintage pencil sharpener from 1886. It was originally called the Gem pencil sharpener with buildspace. And we re engineered the vintage pencil sharpener from Germany for function, usability, and design. So let's talk about a few problems that I faced while building the sharpener. So when building anything new, especially hardware products, you'll need lots of custom-made parts uh, that that would be really difficult to get made because no one really wants to take an order of three of something or like a few of something or five of something because the time it takes for them to set everything up and actually manufacture them for you um, does not actually make sense for them. So the first problem that I faced was we had to go through a lot of manufacturers to really get what we wanted. And because we were looking for high quality prototypes, we were building three prototypes, and no one would pick the work up, and we had to really go door to door to find all the parts that we needed for the prototypes. And yeah, so building something is doable, but building something absolutely flawless is insanity. So this is a problem that I faced because when we went to the manufacturers, we found that the parts were not up to par, and because this was a product that would make into the hands of um, people who would then be able to touch and feel the product. Um, this is where it gets a little bit crazy because now I went into this paranoid mode where I would look at each of these parts that were delivered um, in detail, and then I would have a conversation with the manufacturer. And again, like they were actually not very happy when we went with these flaws, because of course it's not very scalable making two or three parts of something. Yeah, and so when we got the whole thing designed from Germany, we were really excited because on paper it sounded amazing, and we were pretty confident when we first built our plastic prototype that this is amazing. But even standard parts were not available in India. So yeah, that's, I think, if you are making anything, maybe keep that in mind next time you design something. So this took the pricing of our product to a little bit higher than we would initially expect, but it's all good because it's gonna be a little late. The But we'll get it done anyway. Yeah. So prototyping is ridiculously expensive. The reason is, first we built a plastic prototype and then we started working on a metal prototype, and all of these parts and the wood and the assembly and the standard parts, all of these things take time. So it took us about 3 to 4 weeks, and in like talking to a dozen of manufacturers and online standard part suppliers, and then like understanding how the whole thing is gonna be assembled. So time and money is, I think, what will eventually decide if a project succeeds or fails in terms of manufacturability and even the prototype. So yeah, so as a software engineer, this hit the hardest for me because building softwares is not as expensive, um, and hardware is like whole another ball game. So it's a grind that a few would endure, and I say that because the first a couple of weeks was like oddly terrifying for me, because as a software engineer, I'm very used to being in the office and working on the computer, and I rarely visit in person, and all of my calls are through Zoom or chat through Slack, WhatsApp, etc. And picking up a hardware project was really uncomfortable for me. So, yeah, I think about the grind that if you're starting something new, think about the grind that it's gonna bring in. Yeah, so it's not all bad. There are some good things, and let's get to the good part. So one of the first things is I love doing what I'm doing right now, because I was way too burnt out uh, when I was building software. We were building something for about 2 years, and nothing came of it actually. So when buildspace came upon, I jumped upon the opportunity, and I was contemplating building this because I did uh, I did some market research, and it seemed like a viable idea. And plus, I also wanted one for myself. Yeah. So sorry. So doing this was very disrupting for me, um, because all the errands that I had to run through, understanding mechanical design and how everything works together, how parts get manufactured, etc., um, was super disruptive for me, but it was an amazing learning experience. Um, so if you're like thinking about starting something new, make sure you're gonna love whatever um, the path brings you. Yeah, so after about 1 week, it quickly became clear that I was super tired and exhausted by the end of the day. So I had to find some ways to, better my productivity and the working hours that I um, can take out of my daily days. So one of the first things that happened was I started waking up early so that I could get the most of my day. I started exercising, doing some breathing exercises, so I can I can do all the physical activity that followed throughout the day. And it's insane how just changing your lifestyle can do to your productivity. And I did know exercising can do that to you, but I really um, never made an attempt to actually come out of my comfort zone. Again, like, this is like very disruptive, but in a good way. So yeah, yeah. So that is it. So if you think that you need this on your desk, then we are taking pre-orders right now, and this is a limited batch of 100 of these sharpeners. We are really building these by paying attention to details and really quality materials and manufacturing. So if you are if you want to order one, you can just head on to datcrazy.com and order one for yourself or your friends or family, and this will be delivered to you by June. Um, First 10 people who order get a bonus surprise. So, yeah, maybe go out there and order one for yourself. Or if not, just drop a comment. Did you like this? Did you learn something from this? Are you at build space? Are you building something? Drop your links. Bye bye.